Secret reveals on Reddit. My ex-best friend's biggest secret. I cannot hold on to this anymore. We haven't been friends for over 2 years now and I still think about her secret all the time. She comes from a family where her sisters are like 15 years older than her and they all had kids really young. For example, her nephew is a year older than her. She told me she had this secret that she will never tell me and I respected that. I thought if it was that bad she should hold on to it. One night, she couldn't hold it in anymore and blurted it out. She said that when she was 10 and her niece was 4, she would have sleepovers in her room and make her niece perform more or less sex on her. She said that it happened really regularly and she doesn't think that her niece remembers it at all 14 years later. She said that sometimes she gets strange looks from her niece now that she is older that makes her think that she does remember, but no one has ever said anything about it. She knows that, if anyone finds out she will be completely exiled from the family and most probably beaten to a pulp by her sister. There was no way in hell that I was going to say anything because her sister already hated me and would probably think I was lying. If I did say anything I would probably be dead right now. I just had to get that off my chest. I catfished my teacher. In high school, I had the biggest crush on my 2 teachers. Me being 16 maybe at the time, I tried flirting with them both all of the time. I don't think it ever worked. One night, I got home and made a fake Facebook account and added them both on the account. Using a plethora of pictures I found of a random girl on Instagram, I began the account. Added all of their friends to make it seem like we knew each other, or at least had mutual friends. After adding them both I sat in front of my laptop and waiting for the notification that one of them added me back. Finally around 10 p.m. I got it. He instantly asked if he knew me. Made up lies and finally got to chat with him. We started flirting and talking more and more. Throughout class I'd send sexy little messages and watch him get flustered. Winter break came around, the best time to talk to him more. As my second persona I told him I'd be at the local mall and hopefully we'd bump into each other. And we did. Made the odd joke of oh it's weird seeing you here, we bumped into each other at Spencer's. I got home and got on the Facebook, messaged him and I felt like the conversations got better. I sent him a picture of my boobs. The nerves got the best of me. I stopped talking to him, I felt like he knew it was me, I mean there's no way but still. A week later he quit. TLDR, catfished my teacher, flirted with him, and sent pics as a 16-yo. Secret that would ruin my half-sister. So a few years ago I went to my younger half-sister's wedding and my older half-sister was there. She was speaking about her father, actually her step-grandfather, and how great of a man he was. I didn't have the nerve to tell her that he is her biological father. My step-grandfather would almost every night choose a different child of my grandmother's to sexually assault at random. Didn't matter boy or girl and he had been doing this for a while to my mother. My mother told someone at her school she was 14 I believe and police investigated but had no proof. Few months later my mom becomes pregnant and when my sister is born they were able to get the proof they needed and he was sent to prison. He only served a few years due to good behavior and once out my grandmother took him back because those years were so financially hard and she was used to an upper-class lifestyle because my step-grandfather had a great job. Well my grandmother and him ended up raising her as their own. She didn't know her sister was her mother till she was about 16 and was never told the whole story. It was very hard to listen to and her fiancé noticed this at the wedding rehearsal and pulled me aside and asked what was wrong. I told him I couldn't stand listening to her talk about him like the greatest person on the planet. He said he had heard some things and wanted to know. Well I told him and swore him to never mention it to her, but I wanted to prepare him for when she eventually finds out. He has kept the secret for these years, but I feel guilty as hell for not telling her the truth. I was my father's secret. I have something to share with you all because I need to heal and move forward. In my youth my father would come home every now and then. He was a married man who lived in Mexico and managed to meet my mother. I was convinced and then 6 years later my father was convinced. During this period my life changed. My father would visit my room while my mother slept. He would lay in my bed and arouse me. This went on until I become a young man. By then there was full-fledged sexual encounters happening. It became his obsession and would come home during the day to be with me while my mom was at work. Then leave and come back as if her had just gotten home. 3 a.m. was our time. He told me he loved me, kissed me and told me never to share our secret with anyone. I fell in love with him. But something changed when I started having friends. He would accuse me of being with other men when the only man I was with was him. He's dead now, but I can't have a relationship with anyone. I miss him. I feel so broken. All of the things my father loved other people find odd. He would buy panties or the tiniest underwear to wear for him. He would take me to places where we could get caught or where other men would watch. I don't know how to fix myself.